Hi, this is Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I am here with Lauryn Bodden. Lauryn is a chef with a story to tell. She has invented, if I can van away for a second, S'noods, which is an interesting snack that we've talked about a couple of times. And actually, judging on the number of people that have downloaded and read the story, you don't mind if we come back and revisit it again. Lauryn, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
First of all, congratulations on Die Line, recognizing the adorableness of the packaging. Die Line, for those who don't know, it's a magazine that recognizes ingenuity and excellence in design, including packaging, structure, and design. And S'noods is one of the 24 or so packages of products from the recent fancy food show that they decided to salute. It's pretty rad. First of all, taking up all the time, I was wondering if you could do some talking, starting off telling us a little bit about you and your culinary life.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say I kind of worked all over in food. I was always obsessed with food and knew I wanted to be in it. Didn't know necessarily what that looked like. So I've kind of been all over trying to find my niche. So I worked in PR, I worked in restaurants, I worked for a celebrity chef doing brand representation and recipe development. I worked for a meal kit. I worked also as a food editor for different media publications and developing recipes for different outlets. I work as a private chef also currently while I have this startup that I'm working on. And I found myself on a Netflix cooking competition called Snack versus Chef during the pandemic. And I ended up winning with this concept that is S'noods today, these noodle chips. And so the company now is kind of a little bit of everything that I've done in my career. It's like my career has kind of culminated up to this point. And there's definitely a lot of other pockets that I'm trying to fill in terms of knowledge and catch up for all of the nuances that are CPG. But it's been exciting to kind of tap into these other areas that have been a passion of mine.
How did you learn about and get onto Snack versus Chef?
I mean, like everyone else during the pandemic, I was kind of just trying to find something else to do. I was working for Swiss Eats at the time as a food editor. And I mean, I think a lot of people in food are just constantly, doing a little freelancing and getting their hands dirty in other areas to just kind of expand your expertise. And I would say Facebook is a really wonderful place to connect with other people in the industry. I have been a part of this group called Women in Hospitality since, I even started working out of college, and it has led to a lot of opportunities for me. There was a posting about a snack competition and needing a judge for this, and I threw my hat in the ring, kind of knowing that I wasn't qualified for it, but why not? And they came back and were like, well, yeah, we were kind of looking for this individual, but would you want to compete? And my initial thought was no, because I've always been the person in the background. I was Gail Simmons' assistant, and so I was always kind of behind the cameras watching her do her thing or the top chefs do their thing. So for me, that just wasn't my arena. And just after more conversations and just encouragement from friends and family, I just went for it, and it was terrifying. And somehow, not somehow, I don't give myself enough credit, and I'm working on that, but I ended up winning. So it was a real kind of just a real kind of confidence booster. And I think at that point, I kind of realized what that term imposter syndrome is. And so, I've just kind of figured out how, I guess I would say, how much I can offer in terms of food, in terms of my expertise. And so it was a really, obviously rewarding experience in the end.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could, I'm gonna Vanna White it again.
You're totally fine.
You could tell us a little bit
I love it.
about Snoods, which is a fun and pretty innovative chef-driven snack. It comes in 3 flavors. Tell us a little bit about how you created it and what products you ended up launching.
Yeah, so during the show, I originally actually came up with the ramen chips first, and
Mhm.
it kind of stemmed just really out of my love for pasta and noodles and just wanting it to be available in snacking form at all times. But at the same time, like I said, I've worked in restaurants, I worked for media publications and also meal kits. So I've seen also how people interact with food, be it trends, but then also in terms of working for a meal kit, you're seeing how people engage with different flavors, also how they cook through recipes. And so I wanted to kind of tap into more of that, I guess, education piece
Mhm.
and put more of these flavors that I've come to know and love in my career, but also just on a personal note, into the snack aisle, bringing more cultures and cuisines that I've come to know into the snack aisle. There's noodles in just about every culture. And so it's also this concept that really resonates with a lot of people. And so if I'm able to, yeah, to just, I think, get people excited about food, even if it's on this snacking level,
Uh-huh.
and to open up their eyes to other cuisines or foods, that's a really exciting point for me.
It is, it is. So you won the competition. Congratulations. Got some dough. I apologize for that pun that I wrote in the questions. Launched a Kickstarter. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that initial ramp up to the launch and coming up with the packaging. What was the response like? Lessons learned along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it felt, at least to me, things went really 0 to 60. We were very in the car as we were driving it, figuring out what worked, what didn't work, both in terms of production, but then also the snack itself. I originally started making it in a commercial kitchen, fussing with a bunch of different gluten-free flours, different ratios, trying to figure out what was that right texture. And so, I mean, I would say when we initially launched, like most companies, we knew that it wasn't what we wanted it to be in the end, but we needed to get a product out there so that way we could get the feedback from everyone to understand, okay, what needs to be changed and to what extent do we need to change it. So we got a lot of feedback in terms of the texture and the formulation. And so looking at all of that feedback and trying to find what is the through line and what is the consistent points that we are, and that are also tangible for us to fix. And then also getting feedback in terms of how people are initially perceiving our snacks, how they're engaging with our snacks. And so we heard a lot of feedback that people initially thought that we were ready to eat noodles or freeze-dried noodles that were seasoned. And so we wanted to paint a better picture of what to expect. And so we changed our packaging from these stand-up pouches into chip bags to really change the mindset into chips, into snacking,
Mhm.
and then also looking at the messaging that's on the back. And so bringing home, what is that texture that you're looking to expect? So light and crispy chips in the end. So we're still, I mean, I think we're still looking at a lot of the feedback continually as we grow, and this won't be the last time that we make changes, but it's really exciting to see everyone's response, especially all of the positive responses to what we've done thus far.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, maybe I'm not the best person to have review your products, but I thought the initial stuff was really great. This is really great. This is my last bag. So I'm gonna have to go grab some
It's a
more. But
problem to have.
yeah. Yeah. No, I get a lot of snack samples and most of it is really great, but this is really great and also innovative. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens next. I mean, you're collecting feedback. What else you do have planned for Snoods?
Yeah, so we just launched in 160 fresh market stores. So that really took our store count from 50 to over 200. The upside is they're concentrated really down the East Coast. And so I feel like with this strategy, we can really hone in on a lot of our both our production strategy as well as our distribution, our price points, our margins, continually making those relationships and getting the feedback and making our current partnerships with our retailers as efficient and as profitable as we can before we really start expanding more. By the end of the year, we definitely are looking at some other big box retailers and expanding our D2C reach, opening up our Amazon site. We're looking at other partners to reach people more in their day-to-day life, be it at the airport or at festivals. And so looking at, I think, the different snacking occasions our consumers are currently engaging in and how we can expand that. Looking at really diving into the brand awareness side of things. And yeah, just getting more engaged with our consumers and getting more of the S'noods word out there in different ways we can.
This might be, I've used this line before, this might be like picking your favorite child among your brood, but I was wondering if you could tell us about the flavors that you have, and then do you have a favorite?
Yeah, so our 3 launching flavors are rigatoni basil pomodoro, and that one is kind of like known as red sauce. Or cavatappi carbonara, so our cheesy flavor, and those 2 chips are actually potato based, and so texture wise they're really a cross between a chip and a puff. I really wanted to emphasize kind of more so that chip texture with our products, because I think that is, I know that is where consumers are really looking to snack. They really want that crunch. They really want chips in the end versus puffs. And then our 3rd flavor is our spicy miso ramen, and that one is a lentil base. So I would say in terms of texture, it eats kind of like a Frito, but better. And I would say I think my favorite right now is the spicy miso. I think it's just the most different from what is the common chip in grocery stores. It's there's a lot of, I think, I'm gonna stop there. I would just say it's the most different out of all of our 3 of our flavors.
Yeah,
and it's been surprising too.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty different and unique. And oh gosh, I could probably go into like grilling you on exactly how you got the flavors and the mouthfeel. Pretty spot on. It's a very fun snack, and it's been fun to watch from, well, I mean, you're a celebrity chef now.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah,
I'm a micro influencer chef, if anything.
yeah. Yeah, no, you'll get your own show someday, maybe.
I would love that.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. I heard that's a hard get. Well, I mean, your friend Gail Simmons could probably tell you a thing or two about that. Well, thanks a ton for your time. Like I said, it's been fun watching you to this point, and I'll look forward to seeing what's next from S'noods down the road.
Yeah, thank you so much, and don't be a stranger.
Yeah, Chef Lauryn, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you again soon. And everybody, thank you for listening.